Assalamu alaikum students. My name is Ms. Tabia and I am your computer teacher. We have already started unit number 2, that is digital literacy, and we have covered its 2.1 unit already. In this chapter we are going to learn computers and learning, that how computers are helpful in learning. It can be any type of learning. So in this unit we are going to discuss unit number 2.2, that is using computers for discovery. Okay, so what will we learned in this chapter already? How computers are used to help people learn and how computers are used to make discoveries. This is what we are going to cover the topic in this chapter. Then in the next classes, inshallah, we will learn that how to do online research to help computer a project. And okay? Help completing our project, sorry. Now, starting from the unit number 2.2, that is using computers for discovery. Discovery means to explore something new. In this unit, we are going to discuss that how computers can help make discoveries. Again, I am telling you people that discoveries means that to explore a new thing. It can be any field right now in the world. Whenever a person explores something new, it means he or she has discovered something new within the nature or within the computer world. Nature is a different thing, computer world is a different thing. Nature is totally based on and the god, okay? And if we talk about the discoveries in computer, then it is based on the human being. Okay, so let's start with this unit. The first one is the space discovery. We all know that space is a very vast, you can say, an organization. If you need to discover it, daily new discoveries, daily new explorations have been made. Okay, so on July 20, Apollo in 1969, the Apollo lunar module means the ones module that goes on the moon. Okay, it was known as Eagle, made the first landing on the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon before returning safely to the earth. 6 Apollo missions to the moon returned safely to the earth. One of the reasons the Apollo missions were safe and secure or successful was the Apollo Guidance Computer. This is the Apollo Guidance Computer, which provided the spacecraft guidance, navigations. Navigation means the location, or the, you can say, the turns, the left, right turns, up and down. Okay, this is known as navigation, and control during all of the NASA's Apollo moon missions. It was developed under the leadership of Dr. Charles Stark Draper at the MIT Instrumentation Lab, now which is now known as Draper's Lab. Okay, the Apollo Guidance Computer provided computation and electronic interfaces for guidance, navigation, and control of the spacecraft. The AGC was the first computer based on silicon integrated circuits. It was actually basically a supercomputer. It was built specifically or especially to guide the spacecraft to the moon and back. It was the first computer used to guide the flights to the moon. Today, all aircrafts use guidance computers. Compared with the modern computers, the AGC was heavy, slow, and difficult to use. It weighed as much as 10 modern laptops. The computer chip in a car satellite navigation system is many times more powerful than the AGC now. Obviously, the new discoveries have been made, so the size becomes smaller. पहले जैसे बहुत बड़े बड़े computers यूज होते थे, अब ऐसा नहीं है. Now you people are using laptops, you people are using mobile phone, but work is same. Okay, but अभी भी कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जिसके लिए हमें super computers, micro computers की ज़रूरत पड़ती है. Okay, now discovery on Mars. Is there a life on Mars? Some discoverers just went to see this. Okay, robots are used to explore the planets. There are so many planets within our solar system. In January 2004, two identical robot explorers called Spirit and Opportunity landed on Mars. One was Spirit and one was Opportunity. The explorers were supposed to work for 90 days on it. Opportunity worked for 15 years. The robot explorers were designed to study the rocks on Mars in the same way that a geologist studies rocks on Earth. This is how Mars looked like. They sent this picture over there. Okay, What did the explorer use there? They had two video cameras acting as an eye, a flexible robot arm to examine the rocks, a hammer to break the rocks open, instruments to analyze the rocks, and a microscope to look closely at the rocks. Spirit and Opportunity did not discover life on Mars. They did discover that ancient Mars had water and hot springs that could have supported simple microscopic life. Mars is basically a red orangish in color. That is why it is also known as the red planet. Okay. Now, how do we predict our natural disasters? What are the natural disasters which happen by the aim of Allah? ठीक है, it's a word of God or it's an act of God, also known as act of God. Science ने इतनी तरक्की कर ली है. We have discovered so many things. We have discovered so many sensors in which we can predict the natural disaster. Predicting means to tell something before it happens. Okay, to predict something. So, is it okay to predict? It is fine to predict, but if you believe on the predictions that it is wrong Islamically, okay? So, let's start with the weather forecasting. Weather events like hurricanes can be devastating and life-threatening. Understanding how weather events form and move led scientists called meteorologists predict where bad weather will occur. Early warnings about bad weather gives people time to prepare or to evacuate an area. Evacuate means to leave that area. Weather gives people time to prepare or to evacuate an area. There are two types parts of predicting weather. Number one is satellites and radars record real weather conditions. Data about the weather is fed into the computer. The weather data is processed using algorithms that predict how weather conditions will change over the coming hours and days. This allows the meteorologists to predict the course of hurricanes. They can warn people days before the hurricane arrives or the storm or the tsunami. Okay, the predictions are compared with what really happens. This is so meteorologists can discover more about the way storms work. They change their algorithms to help improve predictions in the future. Very fast and powerful computers called supercomputers are used to this work. A supercomputer can process huge amounts of data very quickly. Weather forecasting uses tools, observational data, science, and technology to predict the weather hours, days, and months in advance for a given location. Before computer models, weather forecasting was done by observation. The first computer-generated weather forecast was made in 1955. A weather forecast is simply a scientific estimation of the future weather condition. Weather condition is the state of the atmosphere at a given time expressed in terms of the most significant weather variables. The significant weather variables being forecast differ from place to place. But again, I'm telling you people, not necessary if the meteorologist had forecasted the rain in within 2 days, it is not necessary that it will happen. Okay. This is how the weather forecast look. You might have seen this on your mobile phones or your laptops. Currently, the city has plus 68 degree Fahrenheit. It's showing the humidity over here. It's showing the you can say the uh, how your air is being processed, okay, and whether it's a rainy day or a summery day, okay, or sunny day, okay. It shows the next week prediction also. Sunday it shows the sunny day, then from Monday it shows the cloudy day, from Tuesday it's again cloudy, Wednesday is rainy, Thursday is rainy, Friday is thunderstorm, and Saturday again as sunny and cloudy day, a mixture, okay. Now, second thing, natural disaster in the natural disasters that quickly happens is earthquake. Another type of natural disaster is an earthquake. Parts of the earth move until rocks under the surface break. Huge forces cause the earth to shake violently. Buildings are damaged, sometimes this causes them to collapse. Scientists who study earthquakes are called seismologists. Seismologists use sensors to detect movements in the earth. They use satellite images on the earth. They feed this data into a computer model. Algorithms in the model help seismologists discover how earthquakes work. Scientists now know that an earthquake is going to happen, but they don't know when. The hope that supercomputers will be able to predict earthquakes in the future. Predicting earthquakes will allow people to prepare for them. It will save many lives. Earthquake is not necessarily happen on the earth or the rocky place. It happens under the sea as well, under the oceans. When it happens under the ocean or under the sea, it is known as tsunami. Okay. An earthquake is a sudden release of strained energy in the Earth's crust, resulting in waves of shaking that radiate outwards from the earthquake source. When stresses in the crust exceed the strength of the rock, it breaks along lines of weakness, either a pre-existing or new fault plane. Seismologists are the person who are known as earth scientists, specialized in geophysics, who study the genesis and the propagation of the seismic waves in geological materials. These geological materials can range from a laboratory sample to the earth as a whole, from its surface to its core. They have set some sensors within the earth crust from where they can learn the waveforms that kahan pe waves ban rahi hai, kahan earthquake aa sakta hai. So that is why they predict it earlier. Okay, there are so many mobile applications available also where they can predict the earthquakes, whether it can happen in the earth crust, or it is going to happen on in the under the ocean. This is a application picture where shaking expected is being written almost 1 or 2 minutes before आपको ये predict कर देता है so that you can evacuate that place. Okay, और इसके अंदर आपको ये भी पता चल जाता है कि earthquake कितनी शिद्दत का, कितनी extremism का आएगा. Okay. Now the next thing which happens during the discovery is the medical discovery. In hospitals, computers are utilized to detect the illnesses and analyze the human body's interior organs. Computers are used to perform the CAT scans, imaging, ultrasound surgeries, post-operative cares, and eye diagnostics. They are also used to preserve patient data, track the development, and locate the treatments. What are the uses of computers in the hospital? Medical and patient data can be saved in it. Monitor the patients. You can see the PP machine, the oxygen cylinder being connected to the patient over here, which is concurrently or which is just आपका मुसलसल उसको जो है वो मॉनिटर कर रहा होता है. Research and studies. The new researches and new studies about new drugs, new medicines can be done with the help of computer. Inventory management means whenever we go to the pharmacy, there are so many medicines over there that is known as inventory. So they are going to manage that with the help of computer, that which medicine is in lack or which medicine is already present in the inventory. Medical imaging and equipment means CT scan, you can have ultrasound with the help of computers. Communication and telemedicine, online अगर आपको जो है कभी डॉक्टर से बात करनी है, you can talk to it with the help of computer. Patients and staff scheduling, whatever the patients are going to be admitted in the hospital, they are going to be entered into the computer system. Whoever the staff, whoever the doctors, nurses available in the hospital, those data is also going to be saved in the computer system. Augmented reality means when we are going to discuss about the AI, then AI has also overtaken the computers within the hospitals. Okay, they are used to help locate the disease within the human body. Asset management means whatever the asset the hospital already have, they are going to manage it with the help of computers. Now, what is a DNA? Understanding the DNA has led to many important medical discoveries in the 21st century. DNA research involves millions of calculations on large amounts of data. This has only been possible using computers. Scientists believe that DNA computers will be developed in the future. A microscopic computer made of DNA will be able to travel through the body and repair the cells that are damaged by cancer or other diseases. Computer software assembles the sequences of the small DNA fragments into the larger sequence. For example, a whole genome by identifying overlapping regions. Wherever the overlapping has been happening, it means there is a disease present in your body, and the computer will help secure those diseases in the future. Now, how do computer models and medicines work? The computer models, meteorologists and seismologists use computer models to make the discoveries and to predict the events. Other scientists use models too. Doctors and medical scientists use computer models. One use for models is to predict the effect that new treatments will have on patients. Computer models are used to develop new drugs and other treatments. It is important to know if a new medicine will have a bad effect on the human heart or not. A computer model can help doctors to find it out. We use a wide range of advanced computational modeling techniques based on clinical and preclinical data to improve the current diagnosis of the diseases, to predict the disease progression and interaction, and to optimize personalized treatments. Predicting the adverse side effects of drugs using computational models, scientists can predict the potential for a drug to have adverse side effects. Accurate data provided by modeling can thereby help to develop safe and effective medications. Human and animal testing is required by law before a drug can be approved. However, for safety reasons, the FDA requires animal testing before there can be a clinical drug trials in the people. It would be dangerous and extremely unethical for scientists to test drugs on humans before making sure they are safe. Drugs are usually tested on animals before the permission is given to use them on humans. Before a new drug can be used, it must be tested on a small group of humans to check if it's safe or not. This is called a clinical trial. Many people think testing new medicines on animals is cruel. Clinical trials are usually safe but can be dangerous for the people involved. Doctors would like to develop more computer models so that they can test drugs using computers. Some medicines are already tested without using the animals. The process of testing a new drug on animal or the particular people group of people with the ethical or law permission is known as clinical trial. Now, this chapter is going to be continued in the next class. In the next class, we are going to learn what is e-learning. Till then, I hope you people have understood that how computer helps us in making several type of discoveries, whether it can be in a space, it can be in medical field, it can be schools, hospitals, whatsoever. Okay. So, inshallah, we'll talk in the next class. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Take care.